If I tell you to think of a live stream switcher, the first image that pops into your head probably looks nothing like this Yolobox Pro. Now, myself included, when I think video switching equipment, I'm thinking something that looks like an A10 Mini. This here looks and operates nothing like that, yet it still serves that very same market of users. This still classifies as a live stream switcher, it just takes a wildly different approach at fulfilling its purpose. And that's mostly in a good way. Take the A10 Mini for example. That's all buttons and no display. The Yolobox Pro is all display but no buttons. To be honest, I was skeptical about this product initially, and that's partially due to the product name containing YOLO, but it was a type of product I've never seen before and coming from a brand I haven't exactly heard of before either. Since then, I have streamed with this and also conducted a few technically challenging online sessions using this. I was concerned about reliability at first, but it hasn't given me any issues since. So based on that experience, I'm actually very comfortable with it now, and I genuinely find it to be an incredibly capable, all things included, one-stop live streaming machine. I think the keyword that best describes what's unique about the Yolobox Pro is how self-contained it is. It's got a built-in rechargeable battery, and not a small one, it's 10,000 mAh, so if you don't have access to power while live streaming, that's not even a problem. Well, for your Yolobox Pro at least. But this can also be your endpoint streaming device. You can log into Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch on the Yolobox Pro, then stream directly to those platforms without needing to hook it up to another computer. It also supports streaming directly to a custom RTMP address, but of course if you want to, say, hook it up to your laptop over USB, then stream through OBS, you could absolutely do that. This is UVC compatible. And in terms of connectivity, this has 3 ways to get its internet connection. It's got Wi-Fi, it's got an Ethernet port, and it has a nano SIM slot for a 4G cellular connection. So with inbuilt battery and cellular, this self-contained switcher can actually get pretty independent. You could literally be streaming from anywhere. The display measures 8 inches and can go up to 400 nits, which I would say is more than bright enough for most situations, with the exception of probably direct outdoor midday sun, which I would actively avoid conducting a live stream in regardless of screen visibility. It's not the device, it's me. The software on the Yolobox Pro seems to be a heavily customized version of Android, so in a sense you could think of this device as a tablet that's got HDMI capture hardware built in. It's got 3 full-size HDMI inputs and 1 output that can be customized to either mirror the UI or show the program monitor. For audio, you've got 2 3.5mm ins, 1 line level and 1 mic level. You also get 1 headphone jack for monitoring. But as of a recent firmware update, this can also now take a USB audio input signal from the Rodecaster Pro. They do add features to the Yolobox products very often via firmware, so I'm also fairly certain it won't be that long before this review becomes somewhat outdated. So full disclaimer, this review is based on the features in the latest firmware as of filming this, which is version 1.8. And when it's finally time for the show to go live, the perks of having a whole touchscreen as your control interface becomes instantly apparent. You can see all your input signals, you never have to cut blind, you're always looking directly at what you're about to cut to. But because it's a touchscreen, there's always a chance of misfires when you accidentally graze an input source and it cuts to that angle. That's why I always have double tap to switch turned on to avoid exactly that. Beyond basic switching, you've also got the ability to do things like picture-in-picture or side-by-side. What really impressed me was how easy it was to customize these views. You can reposition them using the touchscreen, you can scale them, change the shape of your window. Each view has plenty of options for you to tinker with, and every time you set up one of these picture-in-picture configurations, the Yolobox Pro treats it as a new video source. So that's why you can see up to 10 sources to cut between, despite having only 3 physical inputs. These overlay toggles you see on the right simply get shown on top of whatever source you have live at the moment. These are highly customizable as well. By default, you've got stuff like social overlays and countdown timers, but you can also load in your own graphics from an SD card or external USB drive. I also love it when you stream directly to platforms like Facebook and YouTube. You can pin comments in from the chat to your live video as an overlay directly from the Yolobox UI. In fact, there are so many software features that are so well thought out, it actually gets to the point of being slightly overwhelming to operate from an 8-inch screen. And in case you're wondering if this thing can record, yes, you can record your shows up to 60 frames per second at 1080p directly into the SD card as an MP4 file encoded in AVC. So technically, you could also call this a recorder. Now, to be frank, this is not the most affordable live stream switcher out there. It retails for about $1,300 US, but all things considered, I think it does live up to its price point because it does so many things while being so remarkably portable. It's a monitor, a switcher, a streaming encoder, a USB capture card, and a recorder. I'll have links below if anyone's interested in picking one of these up, and if you found today's video helpful, I might just see you in another one.